everyone, this is Lincolnus Prime, and today we are taking a look at the Marvel Legends Moon Knight. Now, I will say that this figure was insanely hard to find. I did find this at a collectible shop somewhere in Arizona, so just letting you guys know, before we can get this review started, no, this figure was not easy to find at all. In fact, I completely forgot that this figure even existed until I saw it at said at collector store. So yeah, I was actually very lucky to find this figure because he is very hard to find in general. But anyways, let us move right along to the review. And this figure is very cool in my opinion. He has a lot of really nice detail on him, but we have gotten this sculpt a lot with most Marvel Legends figures, so it's nothing too insanely new, but he does look really nice. We get a lot of the muscly detail on the body, and like I said, we see this body mold a lot on Legends figures, so like I said, nothing really new here, but in terms of the sculpt that is present on the figure, it is nice in my opinion. A lot of the wrinkly effects as well on some of the clothing bits, like the cloak kind of or hood section right here on the face. The face sculpt does look pretty good, like at least with where the mask is. The belt is nicely sculpted, as well as his cuffs on both arms and on the legs as well. So some pretty basic kind of sculpting, but it is pretty nice for what it is. We do get a lot of really nice kind of this really nice kind of metallic shiny kind of pearlescent white on some of the pieces, kind of like on the cuffs, the belt, and on the leg cuffs, and that does look really nice in my opinion. We do get a silver kind of the moon right here with like a black outline, so that also does look good. Mine does, however, come with a bit of a paint defect right here. That little black speck right there and there does kind of bother me, I'm not going to lie, and we do get one on the arm as well. So those do honestly bother me, but it's not the biggest deal. This does bother me a lot though. This kind of like weird orange stuff, and then we get like this weird black kind of grime, and this figure was not used before. Like when I bought this figure, it was sealed, so he was not used, he was brand new, so this was on Hasbro's part, and I am not the biggest fan of that, but I am at least happy to have found this figure. But yeah, besides just some of those paint defects and all that kind of stuff, I really do like the look of this figure. Now let us talk about his accessories. He does come with an alternate head sculpt, which was deformed in the box just a little bit, as you can see. So this is supposed to be kind of like a alternate head for like his kind of more shadowy looking face, kind of to replicate how he looks in some scenes in the comic, or some panels in the comics, I should say. But it does, it is literally the same exact head sculpt, just this face is more shadowed, but the eyes are painted in a pretty nice silver. But overall, same exact hood sculpt, just like I said, deformed, which doesn't actually very much bother me, but it is nothing that is not fixable. And then he does come with two alternate hand accessories right here, and these are, well, both, fists, but they can also hold the included mini batarangs, or moonarangs. I've been getting into Batman a lot recently, but like I said, he does come with some like miniature moonarangs, and honestly, I don't know how I'm not going to confuse these with fingernails one of these days, because that's exactly what these look like. But they can go into these tiny little slots in between the fingers, which is a little tricky, honestly, but you can get them in there, and it does work. I'm not going to use this much anytime soon, but it is an option to interchange the hands. All we have to do is pop them off of the peg and just switch it like so, and pop that in there, and there we go. He has his fisted hand. And it's the same thing with the head as well, where you just gotta pull off the ball joint and then pop it right back on. This does give me a lot of push, or a lot of resilience, I should say, but that's what he looks like with the alternate head. But yeah, so in terms of like the interchangeable parts, that is pretty much about it. For some of his other accessories, he does come with two. He comes with 3 of these smaller moonarangs, and then he comes with 2 of the bigger ones. So these do look pretty good, and he can hold them with his open hands. All you gotta do is just slide them in there, but they don't really hold all that well. But you know, if you give it a little shake, it might stay in there if you're lucky enough. But if, like I just showed, it falls out easily. And then he does come with his included staff, which honestly looks kind of similar to the staff that comes with Gambit. And actually, I have it right here. Yeah, it's the same exact staff. But you know, not the biggest deal. But it does look good. It does have that similar kind of pearlescent look to it, which does look really, really nice. And he can just simply hold it in his hand like so. Every day I wake up and start to break down, like so. And yeah, so he can hold his staff like that. So that is pretty much about it for the accessories. Now, Moon Knight here does have your basic layout of Marvel Legends Articulation. First, we have, like I showed earlier, a ball joint at the head, so it can look all the way around like so, up, down, and all the way around like that, and a little bit side to side as well. And then there is also a hinge at the base of the ball joint, which allows him to look down even farther, but his cloak kind of neck piece does kind of get in the way, but he can look up a little bit more, I guess. But yeah, so it is doable, but you know, with that kind of in the way, a little hard to kind of pull off. The torso is on a basic ab crunch, so you can crunch forward about that much, and it is on a ratchet joint, and it can go back about that much, and also a swivel at the waist as well, which is a little bit loose on mine for some reason. And then the arms are on a regular joint. They can go all the way around. They're on a hinge right here, can go out about that much, in about that much, swivel at the bicep. Elbow is on a bend, or on a double jointed bend, but does not go too far, and out about that much. And then a swivel at the wrist, which can also go in and out just a little bit. And then the legs are on your basic Marvel Legends ball joint. They can kick forward about that much, back not too much due to the butt, and then they can also go out about that much. It's not much of a spread, but decent spread. And then there is a swivel at the thigh, a bend at the knee, double jointed bend at the knee, a swivel at the calf, and a pivot at the ankle, and it can go up and down like so. So articulation is pretty decent. One other thing I did forget to mention is the cape is removable, and it does have a little bit of a peg right here, and sometimes that will tend to undo itself, so I would like to caution you against that if your cape starts to flail around for some weird apparent reason. But yeah. And with all the posability and articulation, you can get a lot of really nice dynamic poses out of this figure. And for my final comments on this figure, would I recommend buying him if you can find him? Heck yes. I absolutely love this figure. I think he would be a great addition to add to your collection, especially if you are a huge Moon Knight fan. Now, sadly, I do not know too much about the character's storyline. I just know basically the basic backstory, like how he has basically multiple personality disorder and is the slave of the god of the moon or something like that. So yeah, pretty ridiculous, but pretty cool in my opinion. But yeah, so absolutely do love this figure. A lot of the detail is very nice. I love the sculpting, the paint, and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so definitely would recommend picking him up if you can get him. So anyways, guys, that is about it for this review. I hope you all enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.